we are really in a new era for fixed income. We were at the zero lower bound for the better part of a decade. People kind of forgot about fixed income and its role in a portfolio. And we're encouraging people to dust off the playbook, right, and right size your allocation to fixed income, because we are in that new era with more attractive return potential. But I'll call it a few things. Yields are attractive, right? We're off the peak in yields, but they are still attractive. Real yields are attractive, right? So it's not too late, right? So bonds don't have to rally from here to clip that coupon. Standalone, that's a good return. The other thing is central banks are cutting rates. To your point, the market's already priced in a lot of cuts, right? So maybe from here, you would have to see the threat of a recession or something to cut more. But when rates drop, you also get that price appreciation from the bonds, right? So that is something else that helps, and that just brings me to diversification benefits, right? If we did see a softer patch, if we did see a recession, you would have that protection in your portfolio because the bonds would rally and you'd get that price appreciation. I think of it like insurance, right? Usually for insurance in your portfolio, you have to pay for insurance in some way, and usually that's in the form of lower returns, right? But now you've got attractive yields, attractive real yields, and you get that ballast in your portfolio, compared to equities. It seems like a good time to be in fixed income. Look, to have great returns over the long term means you have to have a really disciplined approach to risk, right? And that means not less risk, it means smarter risk, right? Balancing risk reward and mitigating the downside. Now, we have a bit of an advantage, right? Because our expense ratio is materially lower than our peers. And there's an obvious benefit there. You take home more return. But the other benefit is that, your fee structure can influence risk-taking behavior, right? We can be opportunistic. We can afford to be opportunistic. When risk reward is good, we put risk on in good size. When the risk reward is not good, we are not forced into the market. Unlike our peers, we can afford to be patient. So that is a material advantage that we have. The other thing that we have, which is terrific, is in our philosophy and process, right? Focused on the long term. When we deploy risk, we utilize an alpha waterfall. That alpha waterfall prioritizes high information ratio strategies. What does that mean? These are the strategies where you get the best return per unit of risk. They're repeatable and reliable strategies, right? You have a view on something, we're going to go to the alpha waterfall and do it in the way that is most likely to succeed first, right? So an example of what's at the top of the alpha waterfall is security selection, right? So rather than just putting on some beta and IG, we're going to take our phenomenal credit research team. They're going to look at every company and they're going to pick the best names, right? Over to overweight and then other names to underweight. So that's just a real advantage, I think, in our process. And all of these things together help us with, stable returns over time that are they compound, that they're competitive over long periods of time and somewhat more reliable than other active funds that can have performance that looks like that. I think, look, ETFs have clearly emerged as the vehicle of choice for many investors, right? And it's not surprising. There are a lot of benefits. There are tax benefits, there are liquidity benefits, and so they just become favored by many new investors. And as a result, ETFs have grown a lot. Like the ETF marketplace is up to 10 trillion in size now. It was 2 trillion in 2015, so there's been rapid growth. Looking forward into the future, we're really, really excited about the opportunity in fixed income. When I think about where we're investing, we're investing in talent and we're investing in technology, right? These two things together are really what help us to drive industry-leading results at scale across both index and active.